What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Throwback Brewery, and they're out of Northampton, New Hampshire, and this is their Spicy Bohemian. So this is a Bohemian Pilsner with jalapeños. It comes in at 4.8% alcohol by volume, 40 IBUs, and at the time of review, I believe this can is just over 2 months old. I'm gonna give a huge thanks and shout out to a very good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Jesse, aka BuMpY over at BuMpY-isms for this beer. So huge thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to BuMpY's channel, and he is a great dude with a fantastic channel. He reviews beers and also frozen pizzas, which I pretty much watch all of his frozen pizza reviews because I partake in some frozen pizzas from time to time, once in a while, and he has a similar palate to me when it comes to frozen pizzas because there's been quite a few where he's like, it's a great frozen pizza, and I usually concur if I can pick it up. But anyway, Jesse's an awesome dude, and recently, back in early September, he hung out along with myself and a bunch of others at a little beer tubing get-together we had in Albany, New York. We shared some beers, we reviewed some beers, we went to some breweries, and like what typically happens when you have get-togethers with beer nerds, there's a lot of people who bring beers, dare I say too many beers, and then everyone goes home with some. I only grabbed one beer from the get-together outside of the couple 4-packs I got from breweries, and this was the beer. Why? Full disclosure, I've had this one before. I had this one back in 2022, courtesy of Jesse, and then I had another small pour of it in early September at the get-together. I had like 4 ounces, and I was like, you know what? I haven't reviewed this on my channel. I really thoroughly enjoy it. I know the FLX boys, and more specifically Dan over at FLX Beer Reviews, Dan and Mike, go check them out, great dudes. Dan, I think, wanted Jesse to bring a 4-pack of this, and I think Jesse brought 2 4-packs, and I grabbed one of the cans. He said it was cool, and I'm reviewing it. So this is just a really tasty, basically czech-style Pilsner with jalapeños. On the back here it says, Spicy Bohemian is a crisp and refreshing Bohemian Pilsner, dry hopped, and they have dry hopped in quotes, with roasted New Hampshire jalapeños. Is it spicy? Yes, but in a nicely balanced way. This beer has a wonderfully inviting peppery aroma, great jalapeno flavor, and a bit of lingering heat. A fan favorite. And I like spicy beers, especially when they're done right, where they're like the heat's not overbearing, you still get the base beer, and that's what I remember about this one. So I want to properly review it on my channel, so I'm going to crack it open and get it in the glass. Now, I do say that this one, I believe, is just over 2 months old. They post on their Instagram that they released this one in late July. I'm reviewing this one in late September, so we'll say just over 2 months old. I assume this is the... that's the batch that Jesse got, and if not, whatever, but it should be fine. So let's give it a pour here into the Treehouse glass. Give it a nice pour, and I can't wait to get in this one. Like I said, I already know what to kind of expect, but I wanted to properly showcase it on the channel because this is a fun beer. It really is, especially if you like pepper beers or just peppers in general. Like the spiciness here is there, but it's somewhat reserved. Look at that fucking pour. That thing looks amazing. So it has this like honey orange color or golden orange color. About a finger and a half of this soap sudsy white colored head. It's dissipating. The oils from the jalapeno is probably going to knock that down a bit, but as is, it looks really nice on camera. The clarity is pretty good. Not crystal clear. You can see my hand through the other side, definitely the shadow, but you can make it out to some degree, but it's not crystal clear. Bust out the contraband flashlight, throw it to the side. Good carbonation, as you guys can see, going up the glass. From the back, that's stupid, but you can see the carbonation. So yeah, it plays the role of what I would assume a Czech Pilsner with jalapenos plays. Anyway, no, yeah, it just smells like, not like, and don't get me wrong, I love pickled jalapenos. I absolutely adore pickled jalapenos. Give me some nachos with pickled jalapenos. I'll fuck it up, put it in a burrito, whatever. But this has a fresh jalapeno vibe. Like fresh, you just cut the jalapenos in front of you. Very jalapeno forward, very peppery. But then it has a nice like crackery, bready kind of malt character. A little bit of like citrus you can sometimes get with jalapenos, like a little bit of like a lemon, a lime, maybe even a little bit of orange. Has a beautiful earthiness, obviously with the peppers, but maybe the hops, touch of grassiness. And a spiciness that is the jalapenos, but could be mixing in with the hops from the beer itself. It just smells really good. Like, it's pepper forward, the jalapenos dominate, but not in a way that's off-putting because it doesn't smell hot in the nose. It just smells like jalapenos. And if you're buying this and you see, hey, Spicy Bohemian with jalapenos, you're thinking to yourself, all right, it's a Pilsner, right? And it has jalapenos in it. You smell this. I don't think you'd be disappointed whatsoever. I'm not. It smells awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Jesse. What I love about this beer, right from the rip, right from the get-go, it has a spiciness to it, right in the back of the throat. As I took the first sip and let it go down the palate, the spiciness instantly hit. And it's still right here in my throat, just hanging out. But the rest of the beer is nice too. And the jalapeno flavor is, dare I say, extremely flavorful for the jalapenos, for sure. Like it's noticeable. Buying this is like lower side of medium, approaching medium. 4.8% is nice. The mouthfeel, it's crisp. Has clean fermentation, but there's a lingering jalapeno kind of flavor. It's pretty smooth, all things considered. So body and mouthfeel are nice. The taste, like this isn't one of those beers that's gonna whack you in the mouth with a bunch of different flavors. It's very simplistic, but extremely well done. It's jalapeno, concentrated jalapeno flavor, front to back. Fresh jalapenos, not pickled. It has an earthy, peppery kind of vibe to it right at the get-go. And then again, as it passes through on the back of the palate, the spice hits. And it's a beautiful mild to moderate spiciness. I'd say not quite, like you gotta enjoy spice to like this one. If you're somebody who mild is the highest you go, you're not gonna enjoy this one. But if you're somebody who likes, you know, say like you order your chicken wings, and a lot of people say buffalo wings. Here in Buffalo, New York, where I live, when you order wings, no one says buffalo wings. It's mild, medium, or hot. This is like a medium to like hot. I'd say more medium, like kind of jalapeno flavor. It's consistent. It's not building. It's staying even keel with that mild, that like moderate kind of spiciness, like that medium spiciness. But the base beer doesn't get completely lost. Again, crackery, bready. That citrus at the forefront kind of hits. It's again more of like a lime and like an orange kind of citrus vibe. And then as it passes through the jalapeno, again, it carries on, but then the earthiness, a little bit of like a grassy floral sensation on the finish. This finish is semi to full on dry, mild bitterness, but this isn't that sweet to begin with. This is a beer for, definitely not chili heads, because if you're a chili head, this would not satiate you as far as like the heat goes. But if you're somebody like me who kind of tops out at habanero spice, as far as like, you know, I can eat ghost pepper, like authentic ghost pepper. I'm not talking like Wendy's ghost pepper, which isn't really ghost pepper. Like I have had ghost pepper hot sauces and like, you know, higher Scoville unit hot sauces. I can still, you know, eat them. I can still, you know, try them out. My body hates me though if I take that. And on top of that, it's not an enjoyable heat. This is an enjoyable heat where this would pair perfectly with like, again, the aforementioned nachos, burritos, something that's going to have the peppers accentuate whatever dish you're eating. Maybe even some like, you'd have like a slightly spicy like chicken dish or maybe like a fish dish, something like that. And I think, you know, it'd be fantastic. 4.8%, you can't tell. This is just a good pepper beer. That's the way I look at it. And I even like it more now than I did back in the day. Back in the day, I mean, 3 years ago, like I enjoyed it and I was like, oh, it's a drinkable pepper beer. But I think the skill to make a pepper beer that's not like over the top, but still has some flavor to the beer is a bit more difficult than you would imagine. And I think Throwback has done a fantastic job with this one. All right, one more sip, I'm locking a rating. The only other pepper beers that I can think of in terms of like what I reviewed on the channel was the one brewery did like what's it, Fat Jack jalapeno or something like that. So one of those, was it Fat Orange Cat? It was Fat Orange Cat. They do like a mild and medium or spicy or something like that. And that was pretty good too. This is better. This is better in my opinion. It has a nice lingering heat that's not over the top. You get the base beer. You could drink a couple cans and not get sick of it. Do they have anything else on the can here? Throwback is a small inspired brewery Inspired Brewery, farm, and restaurant dedicated to crafting delicious farm fresh food and beers using local ingredients. That's awesome. Pairing suggestions. Here we go. Any type of Mexican food, yeah. Sushi, I can see that. Pizza, ooh. If you get pizza, maybe with like some like banana peppers or jalapenos or something on it, that might be fun. White fish, that's why I said fish, like a lighter white fish, like haddock, cod, tilapia, and then many types of hard cheeses. Cheeses, huh? I could see that. This is a really good beer. Like, I think I sold it short the last time I had it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I think this is a bit better. It's not an everyday drinker, but it's like hey, I'm sitting down and I'm going to have a burrito, or I'm making homemade tacos, or I'm going out to a taco restaurant and getting, takeout. Even like, I could see this working with like a spicy Chinese dish, like, like General So chicken or something like that. Szechuan chicken, like something where like this would accentuate the spicy character you get in those dishes. So anyway, and I'm not somebody who pairs food and beer, but I could totally drink this with any kind of food, really. So Throwback Brewery, their Spicy Bohemian. I'm going to give this a decent high score compared to what I used to give it. I'm going to give this a high 4.25 and go 4.3. This is fucking great. And if you're in New Hampshire or you're in New England in general, seek this one out. I don't know how far their distro gets, but man, is this just a good pepper beer. And again, this is a niche beer. It's a pepper beer. Not everyone's going to enjoy it, especially people who don't like, peppers in general, whether it's jalapeños or whatever. But I'm digging every fucking sip of this. This is good. Price point availability, I have no idea. Jesse, if you watch this, post comment section, let me know. I would pay, and I don't know how much this is, but I would pay upwards of $16 a 4-pack. I know it sounds crazy, $4 a can, but it's a jalapeno beer done extremely well. If this was more in that like $12 to $14 realm all day long, great job by Throwback, but I'd be curious to know what the value on this one is. And then availability, it's Throwback. Northampton, New Hampshire. I don't know how far they make it, if they do even make it out of New Hampshire. I have no idea. Jesse, if you have any information, let me know. Post in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I was going to call you Guy. We called you Jerry. This funny thing, a little bit, we'll go a little bit longer. I'm at 13 minutes. Probably this review is like 11 and a half, 12 minutes right now. When we did the get-together, I accidentally called Jesse Jerry in a review, and we just ran with it for the rest of the weekend. I called him Jerry in a bunch of reviews, and he's definitely not Jerry. He's Jesse, and he's a good dude. And he's so kind. And I love hanging out with him. It's the only second time I've ever hung out with him in real life, but he's such a good dude. And we had a great weekend. So hopefully we're able to do it again at some point, Jesse. But thank you very much for letting me take a can of this. If I was definitely in your neck of the woods, this would be a fridge beer for me, where like I would buy a can of it when they release it and then drink it over the course of 2-3 months. I would pull out like 1 can per month and just, maybe drink it with like jalapeno. I like getting banana pepper. My go-to, if I'm going to go non-cheese and pizza, it's either pepperoni here in Buffalo, New York, or I do like pepperoni and banana peppers, or I do sausage and banana peppers. And this would be awesome with a sausage and spicy banana peppers pizza. Like, I'd tear it up. But it would be fun to try with like homemade tacos, homemade burritos, homemade nachos. It's just a fun fucking beer. I highly recommend everybody. I know there's a lot of viewers in the New England area that watch my channel. Check this one out if you have never had it before. It's a fun beer. And as I talk, and I've taken a bunch of sips and what, there is still that lingering heat. It's not building. It's staying even keel, but it has a nice, like, moderate heat to it. Yeah, it's fucking great. So anyway, huge thanks to Jesse. Appreciate it. Dan, thank you for asking Jesse to bring a 4-pack of this, because he ended up bringing 2 4-packs. I was able to take a can home. So shout out to you two fine individuals, Mike as well from FLX. It was a great time. We need to do it more often. So I'm going to shut this one down. If you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. If you've had other pepper beers, what is your favorite? I would love to hear from you. And like I said, 4.8%, you can't tell. Man, it has such a nice lingering heat. I can't wait to drink the rest of this. I'm going to go do so to the next one. Cheers.